Hi, Mr. Baker. Just a little heads up, I'm a little sick, so please excuse any coughs or sneezes I might have. So this is my capstone project. I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but I'll do my best to hold the laptop here so you can see the slides. Okay, so for my capstone project, I chose to do Maya Andersson. So just before I go into a little bit about her past, present, and future, I'll give a recap of who she is. So Maya Andersson is a 15-year-old girl. She's a daughter of the general manager of the ice rink, Peter, and the daughter of a corporate lawyer, Kira. Maya Andersson goes through many relationships in her life, 3 significant ones being Anna, her childhood best friend, Amat, the person who has a crush on her and who eventually helps her get through the sexual assault, and Kevin, who's her crush and who will play a significant role because of the sexual assault. Okay, so a little bit about her personality and passions. So Maya's personality is very calm, collective, persistent, and independent. She learns all this from a very young age, which I'll explain a little bit more later. And then she becomes very loyal towards her friends and family because of the events that will happen and because of the events that had happened in the past. And her biggest passion is the guitar. So the main people in Maya's life and the main mentors, I'd say there were 3 people. So the first being in the book, her father. Her father becomes a mentor to her at a very young age, so he's more of a past-present mentor. He becomes a mentor because she sees his love for hockey and sees how he pursues his love for hockey, and it doesn't matter what other people are saying, what's happening in the city. He does whatever he can to keep himself in the hockey community, and she would like to reflect that in her guitar playing and in her passion for guitar. Her second mentor will be more of a future mentor. Her name is Sharon Isbin, so this top person here. Sharon Isbin is a guitar teacher at Juilliard, where Maya will be attending. Sharon is the person who founded the guitar department at Juilliard, and Maya will constantly be looking up to her for ways to pursue her music career and for advice on what she can do to make her playing better, what she can do to get her name out there. And finally, although he's passed away, I'd say another big person in Maya's life will be Jimi Hendrix. So Jimi Hendrix is a guitarist who has unfortunately passed away. Although he's passed away, he still plays an important part in Maya's life because she looks up to him and aspires to be him, as he was a well-known guitarist globally, and he was considered one of the best guitarists of the 20th century. So a little bit about Maya's past. So Maya grew up with a burden and feeling a lot of responsibility and a big burden because her older brother passed away when he was very young. So because of this death, Maya felt all the responsibility on her to take care of the family, and she felt the depression her father and mother still carried around with them. So because of this burden, Maya grew to be very independent, kept a lot to herself. But even through this, she was still a loving child, and she was still able to grow that strong father-daughter relationship and a strong relationship to Anna because she trusted these people, agreed with them a lot, and as her father was one of her mentors, she trusted him in knowing kind of what to do, what the advice to have around her passion. So Maya's present is one of the hardest parts of her life because she goes through a scandal with Kevin. At a party, Kevin sexually assaults her and isn't charged with sexual assault, and the people in Beartown don't believe Maya. They believe that she's lying because Kevin's such a big hockey star. So this really shapes Maya because she becomes very, she keeps to herself a lot more, and she becomes even more independent than she was because she feels like she has to get through this alone, that nobody around her can help her, they won't understand, and she doesn't feel like she can turn to anyone, which will soon change, but in her teenage years she just felt like she was alone. But as she was alone, she grew this confidence in herself where she knew that she could take on anything in the world. And then when she finally did tell the city and tell her parents about the incident, she grew confidence and trust in her family and friends around them. Also in this present life in the book, she starts to find out who she is and who she wants to be, and she realizes that her biggest passion is playing guitar. That's what she wants to do in the future. So her future, the biggest part of her future is when she goes to Juilliard. So she applies to Juilliard for a guitar program to become a concert guitarist and be able to perform. And while she's at Juilliard, she starts to present at local cafes and bars to get her name around. So here's a couple of cafes she performs at. This one's called the Coffee Project in New York. So this is a cafe, well known. It's in all of these places she performs at are in the top 15 places in New York to go to. The next one is Ground Central, which is also a well-known place, more of a bar and studying place. So in the cafe, she'll get to know older people. In Ground Central, she'll get to know students that go to NYU or go to Juilliard as well. Now Harlem Nights is more of a bar, run-down kind of area, but still in the top 15 places to go. So that's where she goes to. And Harlem Nights is also known for a lot of talent agents being there, so it gives her more chances to be scouted out. And finally, our last one is Fine and Rare, which is in the top 5 places for musicians to perform. And so in all these 4 main places she goes to, she gets to know the owners, the people, and gets to expand her audience. A little bit more about her future. So while she's performing at one of these cafes and bars, someone records her videos her playing her guitar, and she starts to go viral on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, all the social media. And luckily, a talent agent from Untitled Entertainment sees her and recruits her to join his agency. And from there, she'll record music, and she'll be able to send out albums, CDs, music on Apple Music and Spotify, all those apps. She also begins to open for big celebrities such as Harry Styles and Ed Sheeran before having her own concerts at places like Rogers Arena, the Apollo in New York. So a journal. So here, this is a journal that Maya's kept over the years to showcase her achievements and what she loves, who she wants to be. So a couple of things in the journal is guitar strings from her first, from her first ever guitar, which is this guitar right here. So she keeps those guitar strings to remind her of when she finally found herself and found her great passion. This is her acceptance to Juilliard. So it says here, "Congratulations on behalf of the composition faculty and the admissions committee. It gives me great pleasure to offer you admission to the Doctor of Musical Arts program at the Juilliard School for this academic year." So this is a big achievement because now she can finally start living her dream. And then the next ones are albums and posters, concert posters, and just artists that she looks up to because of their music. So one of them is Eric Clapton, then there's Queen, Ed Sheeran, Jimi Hendrix, and Harry Styles. So she likes these musicians because their music follows kind of that idea of what music's supposed to be, so they don't really have backup singers that much. Their whole performance is based on the music, and they have a lot of the guitar aspect in their music. So Harry Styles has resorted to a very calm, laid-back 80s kind of feel. Ed Sheeran plays with a lot of guitar, and so does Jimi Hendrix, Queen, and so on. And this is her, that's her life. Thank you for the presentation.